I saw you through the window just the other day, a model of the perfect girl on display. For reasons that I can't ever explain, again, I'm falling for somebody's volunteer.
Hello folks, it is Mitch Boyle. It's Triple Double Sports Cards, and you know we specialize in vintage basketball. And I have some of that. Most importantly, I have some vintage purchases back from 1990 that I think you're going to find really interesting. So please stay to the end. We've been doing this lately, and I think this one might be the most startling of all relative to what I paid for some 30 years ago and what they're worth today. Having said that, let's go ahead and look at some of the recent purchases I made surrounding cards numbered 2. Some of them are autographs, some of them have swatches, some of them, in this case, as the card on the right, don't have anything, but it's more about the limited print runs on these and kind of your feeling about what these cards mean to the sport and what they might be worth. I will tell you up front that I spent over $360 on these 2 cards. And the reason is the first card on the left, as you can see, is a print run of 5, and this is number 2. Obviously a great autograph, and it's a gem mint 9.5, which is probably fairly rare. But now I'm going to say something that I hope creates some controversy and some people challenge me on, because what I'm about to say is this is the rarest, highest graded Jerry West card in the world. There, I said it. So it's a print run of 25 and it's a pristine 10. So all I'm asking is somebody dig me up a card that is a pristine 10 or higher with a print run of 25 or less. So really you're looking at a black label Jerry West with a print run of 25 or less. There might be one out there. I want to see it. Please, somebody show it to me. All right, so the next 2, probably not that big of a deal in the world of rarities. The Hakeem one is number 1 of 25 on the left. The interesting thing about this card, again, sometimes people just miss things. And by the way, it does have a subgrade of a 10 for centering, which I think adds some value. I think I bought this card for 62 bucks. The one on the left, excuse me, on the right, you know, LaMarcus Aldridge, Nicholas Batum starting for the Clippers right now, but he's way past his prime, and so is LaMarcus. However, LaMarcus Aldridge will be a Hall of Famer. I love this card because obviously it's a print run that's limited. You can tell the double team jerseys are 5 of 5. This is number 5 of 5. It is a true gem mint. By that I mean it's 9 5s all the way around. But what's really cool are these patches, all 4 colors, and somebody did their homework when they made these cuts and inlaid them into this particular card. Probably not worth a ton to most people, but to me, I just thought it was certainly rare and unique how it ended up looking. So a fun little swatch card there, and the Elijah Wan autograph is certainly something that's kind of nice. All right. I like these 2 both a lot. This True Color from 2014 LeBron James swatch gem mint 10. We got a little hair there, so please disregard down there by that Prestige logo. But boy, that is a nice card. And if you look at it closely with the silver bordering, the chrome, if you will. And by the way, if you can see that, it's number 28 of 199. Pretty card, and it has to be hard to find a 10 in this particular card. I think I paid $128 for this. I can't remember what I paid for the card on the right, but it wasn't much. Certainly a lot to be said about Kyrie right now. You got Paul Pierce, a perennial all-star and Hall of Famer, and Dirk Nowitzki, probably one of the better forwards in his position in his career. So we had a triple swatch there, and as you can see in the right-hand corner, 57 of 99. I don't think this card cost a ton. Maybe it was 60 bucks, but I thought it was a fun card. All right, so these next 2, again, we've got LeBron James on the right. It's a 9, and I don't like getting 9s for the most part, but this is a rare card. It is the King. It's a 2014, and it's 37 of 99, so obviously extremely limited. and probably really hard to get in a grade that's higher than this when you consider the swatch and you consider the inlay. And by the way, when they're grading these cards, they look at that frame around the inlay, and that's got silver all the way around it, and you're just asking for problems. It's centered well, the corners are tight. I got to believe it's just that framing of the swatch that was the issue that didn't make it a 10 or a 9.5, which is, I think it's actually unheard of in PSA. I know they do 8.5s and 7.5s. I haven't never seen a 9.5 in PSA. Speaking of 9.5s on the left, got a subgrade of a 10 on this, paid $2 something for this card, $223. But I looked at all the cards that were out there. I think this is the highest grade of its kind. It's a 2013 New Wave signatures. But the thing about this that I took a long time looking at versus the other two cards was the signature itself. And yes, it's a 10, and the other two were 10s. But there is a distinct difference in the quality of this signature versus the other ones. So I thought this was a really cool card. All right. So for those of you who we were talking about the Clippers, following them, and they're actually doing really well. I think you're going to find this kind of a fun little card. Let me move this Lebron over just a little bit. All right. So you've got Chris Paul. It's a NBA Gear Duel, and it's from 2009. I know that's not his rookie season. I want to say he was a rookie in 06 or 07, but still it's a 3-color swatch. And I want to say this is out of, this is actually number 99 out of 99. It's on the back. And then this is number 17 out of 49, the card on the right, which is Franchise Fabrics, LeBron James. And again, it's a 9. But I got this card because in looking at the chrome blue and the chrome silver, this card has to be trouble to get in a 10. As a matter of fact, I know it was 1 of 1. So that was kind of a fun card. We got 2 more to go. Not a lot here today, but I think some interesting cards. If you're a Laker fan, you're going to like both of these cards. I laugh because I remember the experiment that the Lakers had with bringing Gary and Karl. And if you watch that season, first of all, they were lucky to get past the Spurs with .4. Derek Fisher winning game 4. They should have never won that game. The Spurs should have gone to the finals, but they were a travesty in the finals against the Pistons. And Malone hurt himself and couldn't play. And because Kobe and Shaq were at odds at an all-time high. And Gary was struggling with the format and went to Miami and won a title later. So this is just an interesting card, probably because of history. It wasn't very much, but it is swatches for all 3 players. So I thought that was fun. The better card, in my opinion, is the card on the left. Although only an 8.5, if you look closely, you've got 2 subgrades of 9.5, 2 gem mint subgrades on a Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal card. I think this card's interesting. It's you can't quite see it very well, but I think it's 54 of 85, or maybe it's even 75 in that upper left-hand corner of the luxury box. It came out in 2007. What's interesting is that Shaq had already gone to his 3rd team, having played for the Heat and winning a championship, and then he went on to not too renowned finish on his career with the Suns, and then finally with the Boston Celtics. But a really cool card, I think, especially with the subgrades being 9.5, at least 2 of them. Then you got an 8 and 8.5 from corners and an edges standpoint. So lastly, I promised you something that I've been doing lately, and that is looking at some receipts from cards that I bought back in the day. Move that just a little bit. And yeah, I think that's in pretty good focus. AJ Sports, bought this back in May of 1990, bought a box of Fleer 87, 88, still have it. It's in excellent condition. Haven't got it graded yet. Not sure if I will. I might go ahead and just get the packs graded, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. I got a box of 88, 89, 2 boxes of Fleer 89, 90, and 1 box of Topps 81, 82, and I have all of this still. So here's what's interesting. You see what I paid, $1,100. If you look at the latest prices from PSA, these boxes graded are going for about $43,000. Now, again, I said I didn't get them graded. If I did, you have to say that's 10% cost. So take off $4,000, $39,000. That means these are worth what, 35 to 38 times what I paid for them back in 1990. But here's another interesting story. If I send these off to get graded in terms of packs, you're looking at a value of more like $60,000. Anyway, that's it for today from Triple Double Sports Cards. Please subscribe. like, if you will. Mostly, I really want your comments about the cards you just saw, about the values of these boxes and what you think of that. And that's it. So thanks so much. I'm Mitch Boyle, and this is Triple Double Sports Cards.
I saw you through the window just the other day, a model of the perfect girl on display. For reasons that I can't ever explain, again, I'm falling for somebody's ball and chain. Somebody's ball and chain. I'm falling.